Hello everyone. Welcome back to Prince of War channel. The Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker is an American military aerial refueling tanker aircraft that was developed from the Boeing 367-80 prototype, alongside the Boeing 707 airliner. It has a narrower fuselage and is shorter than the 707. Boeing gave the aircraft the internal designation of Model 717, number later assigned to a different Boeing aircraft. The KC-135 was the United States Air Force USAF's first jet-powered refueling tanker and replaced the KC-97 Stratofreighter. The KC-135 was initially tasked with refueling strategic bombers, but it was used extensively in the Vietnam War and later conflicts such as Operation Desert Storm to extend the range and endurance of U.S. tactical fighters and bombers. The KC-135 entered service with the USAF in 1957. It is one of 9 military fixed-wing aircraft with over 60 years of continuous service with its original operator. The KC-135 is supplemented by the larger McDonnell Douglas KC-10 extender. Studies have concluded that many of the aircraft could be flown until 2030, although maintenance costs have greatly increased. The KC-135 is to be partially replaced by the Boeing KC-46 Pegasus. The KC-135 Stratotanker provides the core aerial refueling capability for the United States Air Force and has excelled in this role for more than 60 years. This unique asset enhances the Air Force's capability to accomplish its primary mission of global reach. It also provides aerial refueling support to Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps and Allied nation aircraft. The KC-135 is also capable of transporting litter and ambulatory patients using patient support pallets during aeromedical evacuations. 4 turbofans, mounted under 35-degree swept wings, power the KC-135 to takeoffs at gross weights of up to 322,500 pounds. A cargo deck above the refueling system can hold a mixed load of passengers and cargo. Depending on fuel storage configuration, the KC-135 can carry up to 83,000 pounds of cargo. Nearly all internal fuel can be pumped through the flying boom, the KC-135's primary fuel transfer method. One crew member, known as the boom operator, is stationed in the rear of the plane and controls the boom during in-flight air refueling. A special shuttlecock-shaped drogue attached to and trailing behind the flying boom may be used to refuel aircraft fitted with probes. Some aircraft have been configured with the multi-point refueling system, which consists of special pods mounted on the wingtips. These KC-135s are capable of refueling 2 receiver aircraft at the same time. Air Mobility Command manages an inventory of 396 Stratotankers, of which the Air Force Reserve and Air National Guard fly 243 aircraft in support of AMC's mission. The Boeing Company's Model 367-80 was the basic design for the commercial 707 passenger plane as well as the KC-135A Stratotanker. In 1954, the Air Force purchased the first 29 of its future 732 plane fleet. The first aircraft flew in August 1956 and the initial production Stratotanker was delivered to Castle Air Force Base, Calif, in June 1957. The last KC-135 was delivered to the Air Force in 1965. Of the original KC-135s, more than 417 were modified with new CFM56 engines produced by CFM International. The re-engined tanker, designated either the KC-135R or KC-135T, can offload 50% more fuel, is 25% more fuel efficient, costs 25% less to operate and is 96% quieter than the KC-135A. Under another modification program, a re-engined tanker with the TF-33 Petawatt 102 engine was designated the KC-135E. In 2009, the last KC-135E retired from the inventory. Through the years, the KC-135 has been altered to do other jobs ranging from flying command post missions to reconnaissance. RC-135s are used for special reconnaissance and Air Force Materiel Command's KC-135s are flown in test programs. Air Combat Command operates the OC-135 as an observation platform in compliance with the Open Skies Treaty. The KC-135R and KC-135T aircraft continue to undergo life cycle upgrades to expand their capabilities and improve reliability. Among these are improved communications, navigation, autopilot and surveillance equipment to meet future civil air traffic control needs. Starting in 1950, the USAF operated the world's first production aerial tanker, the Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker, a gasoline-fueled piston-engined Boeing Stratocruiser USAF designation C-97 Stratotanker, with a Boeing-developed flying boom and extra kerosene, jet fuel tanks feeding the boom. The Stratocruiser airliner itself was developed from the Boeing B-29 Superfortress bomber after World War II. In the KC-97, the mixed gasoline-kerosene fuel system was clearly not desirable, and it was obvious that a jet-powered tanker aircraft would be the next development, having a single type of fuel for both its own engines and for passing to receiver aircraft. The 230 miles per hour, 370 kilometers per hour cruise speed of the slower, piston-engined KC-97 was also a serious issue, as using it as an aerial tanker forced the newer jet-powered military aircraft to slow down to mate with the tanker's boom. Like its sibling, the commercial Boeing 707 jet airliner, the KC-135 was derived from the Boeing 367-80 jet transport, proof of concept, demonstrator, which was commonly called the -80. The KC-135 is similar in appearance to the 707, but has a narrower fuselage and is shorter than the 707. The KC-135 predates the 707, and is structurally quite different from the civilian airliner. Boeing gave the future KC-135 tanker the initial designation Model 717. In 1954, USAF's Strategic Air Command (SAC) held a competition for a jet-powered aerial refueling tanker. Lockheed Corporation's tanker version of the proposed Lockheed L-193 airliner with rear fuselage-mounted engines was declared the winner in 1955. Since Boeing's proposal was already flying, the KC-135 could be delivered 2 years earlier, and Air Force Secretary Harold E. Talbot ordered 250 kilocoulombs 135 tankers until Lockheed's design could be manufactured. In the end, orders for the Lockheed tanker were dropped rather than supporting two tanker designs. Lockheed never produced its jet airliner, while Boeing would eventually dominate the market with a family of airliners based on the 707. In 1954, the USAF placed an initial order for 29 kilocoulombs -135 as the first of an eventual 820 of all variants of the basic C-135 family. The first aircraft flew in August 1956, and the initial production Stratotanker was delivered to Castle Air Force Base, California, in June 1957. The last KC-135 was delivered to the USAF in 1965. Developed in the early 1950s, the basic airframe is characterized by 35-degree aft-swept wings and tail, 4 underwing-mounted engine pods, a horizontal stabilizer mounted on the fuselage near the bottom of the vertical stabilizer with positive dihedral on the 2 horizontal planes, and a high-frequency radio antenna which protrudes forward from the top of the vertical fin or stabilizer. These basic features make it strongly resemble the commercial Boeing 707 and 720 aircraft, although it is a different aircraft. Reconnaissance and command post variants of the aircraft, including the RC-135 rivet joint and EC-135 looking glass aircraft, were operated by SAC from 1963 through 1992, when they were reassigned to the Air Combat Command (ACC). The USAF EC-135 looking glass was subsequently replaced in its role by the U.S. Navy E-6 Mercury aircraft, a new build airframe based on the Boeing 707-320B. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to support this channel by liking and commenting on your opinions here. See you in the next video.